wealthy rapper or the wealth behind Tom MacDonald. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. What up? You got Cinco Smith at CincoSmith.com and WealthyRapper.com. And in this brief video, I want to just talk about an artist who came across my radar actually this year. And he's on the verge of doing some great things. I actually like his music, his content, and the messaging that he puts in it due to the fact that he's actually saying something. And I feel like his music that's going to be, revisited throughout the years to come, which is a key piece to being a wealthy rapper. I think that he writes his music from an angle of being a wealthy rapper, a wealthy mentality. And by wealthy, I mean here he's not just focused on getting famous or focused on getting a record deal. You're doing things in the process that allows you to generate some form of wealth, whether it's from your music and the messaging that you put in your music, or the things that you invest in as far as assets and things of that nature go. And I think he's on the verge. Anyway, I read an article. It came across my desk, and it was put out by a company or a brand or a blog by the name of Wealthy Gorilla. And Tom MacDonald is out of the Canada area. And I'll link his YouTube page. He has, over 1 million subscribers at least, depending on when you're watching this video. So I'll link it below because he has some great songs. And one of the first ones that came across my desk, I'm not sure if it was the first one, but one of them was No Lives Matter. And I was like, I wonder what this is about. And either that was the second song of his I heard, or the first, but I was like, No Lives Matter. White guy, wonder what he's talking about. So I clicked on it, and the messaging was just spot on and genius in the way he positioned it. And it's not from an angle that many people may assume as if no lives matter. It's just talking about the conflict as it relates to what's being caused with the division that's being created due to all of these different entities and the media and different groups that are trying to pin people against each other, and even the Black Lives Matter group and the things that they're doing that's detrimental to people in general. So it kind of hits on those things in a genius kind of way musically, and lets you know that, look, it's going to come a time where it's like no lives matter if you're coming from this angle. So I like the messaging that he put in, and of course you can listen to it for yourself and take your own message out of it. But music like that, I feel, is a wealthy rapper mentality, because I did a recent video, not sure what order I'm releasing it, but I did a recent video where I talked about you want to create music that can be timeless. Yeah, it's cool to be a part of the trend, and there is riches in trends. There is riches in investing in things that could trend, so I'm not knocking those angles. But when it comes to your music, you don't necessarily want to be a trend rapper. You want to write songs that can be timeless, songs that can outlive you, songs that if a person listens to this 5 years, 10 years from now, will it still be relevant? Will it still resonate with someone? Will it still connect on an emotional level with the listener? And I feel like that's what his music is. I feel like he pays attention to what's going on. He sees an opportunity, and he jumps in on it. And I'm not sure how he built his whole career, because I just got exposed to him. But from what I see, I really like it, and I salute that brother. Keep doing your thing, keep being transparent. And one of the nuggets that I saw in the article is that he said, look, just be yourself, because there's too many duplicates and people trying to be somebody else right now. But he just said, just be yourself, because you only live once. And the power in you being yourself is that it's nobody else who's like you. Nobody else who thinks like you, who's built like you, born in the same. I mean, you got too many unique attributes about yourself to try to be being someone else. So if you're a 100% you, then you're automatically going to stand out amongst those who are trying to be somebody else just because you're being you. And that means embracing all of the little quirky things you think about yourself. If you think you're geeky or nerdy, embrace it. If you think you're goofy and silly, embrace it. If you think you street and gutter or whatever the case may be, embrace it. Embrace it all, because it's somebody who's going to connect and resonate with your energy just by you being your whole self and putting out music that you feel is relevant to how you feel about certain topics that aren't being discussed or that haven't been discussed from your perspective. So definitely understand the power in being you. That's rule number one, truth be told, as it relates to being a wealthy rapper, because now you're not so attached to what they shine or hang in front of you, that shiny object of fame and record deals. You're not attached to that. you know who you are internally, and now you're just on your mission to become a wealthy rapper. And rap is just one of the things, that the vehicles that you're using, but along that journey you're doing other things by being yourself and monetizing across the board in order to make sure that through it all you're content with the journey that you took and you don't have any regrets because you were being yourself through the whole process. So yeah, check out Tom MacDonald. I definitely feel like he has some of the attributes that I feel is a wealthy rapper mentality, and I think his messaging is spot on in the music that I've heard. If you know about him and you've been listening to him, tell me what you think about him in the comments. Do you like his music? Do you vibe with it? And I'm pretty sure if you like his music, you're liking it from a messaging standpoint, and even the imagery that goes into some of the messaging is pretty solid. And he has some shareable music. It makes you want to share it because of the messaging. So he crossed a lot of T's, dotted a lot of I's in the music that I've personally heard. So salute to the king for doing some wealthy rapper type stuff. And if you haven't already, visit wealthyrapper.com, and you can get access to a free case study where I talk about, as artists, how you can create multiple streams of income even if you never get famous, even if you never get a record deal, and be a wealthy rapper in the process. Grab that free case study, wealthyrapper.com. If you don't see a link below the video or on the screen, then you should see it below the video, depending on where you're tuning in from. But that's all I got for this video. And shout out to Wealthy Gorilla, the blog post that shared that particular article that inspired this video. That's all I got. See you on the next one. Salute.